Hiya, fellas. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is Wuchang Fallen Feathers, right? This is running on RTX 3090 Ti, which was $2,000 minimum. $2,000. That was the MSRP when it launched 2.5 years ago, or 3 years ago, if you will. And it's playing this game at a 30 FPS. Come on, like this game. I mean, sure, the clothing physics, they're good, but they're not as close as in Assassin's Creed. Sure, we can, shit on Assassin's Creed all we want, but the Assassin's Creed Shadow is actually like a graphical fucking marvel as well. It looks fucking awesome, and they optimized that game to shits. That's why, because that was like make or break for that company. But this game does not even look as close to that. Actually, it doesn't even look close to like The Last of Us kind of graphics, but it's demanding so much fucking more. Yeah, this is another probably Remnant thing, which is Unreal Engine 5 game. This game does look better than Remnant, but it does not look as good as Wukong. It's Wukong is better. We can be like frank here. Like Wukong looks way better, and runs actually way better than this on the same GPU. So let's just go inside the game and see. This is why, like, I say like it's bad thing because it's just the main menu is only 30 FPS. Sure, the main menu has some elements of the game. It has her like Wuchang, it has the village and the temple and whatnot. But from what it's looking right now, it's not really as good. And I played a little bit of the game, I went as far as like 20 seconds in the game just to see, to familiarize myself with the controls and stuff. But I'm gonna do a new game anyway, and yeah, let's go see how the game looks. Let me just go through the graphics first, right? This is 4K. It says custom here because I turned off motion blur, and graphics settings are on maximum. And again, you don't need to play games at maximum settings, right? But this is the 3090 Ti. This is not a 3060. This is not a 4060. It's a 3090 Ti. And I get it. It's not a 4K beast anymore. But what the game looks like, this GPU should be able to do 60 FPS at least in this game without any frame generation or any DLSS. Right now it's using DLAA. And, again, maximum settings. Let's go back and do a new game and see how the game looks. And here we are, fellas. I don't know why I put DLSS there, but my bad. This is how the game looks like, right? It looks good. I mean, she looks good. The water looks good. The environment looks good. But 24 FPS. Come on, dude. Even if the water is, I would say that the water is actually a little bit intensive on the GPU too. It's taxing on the GPU, but again, come on, dude. It's not. Look at these graphics, man. This not, this not graphics to run like 30 FPS on a 3090 Ti, 4K. These graphics should be like at least 60, as I said. And the same as I said in the last video, how would you know a game is not optimized is if it looks bad relatively of how it performs. That's how we tell. And this game sure looks better than Elden Ring, but look at the hand, man. I just look at the the textures quality and stuff. It doesn't, it's not compatible with 30 FPS. This should be like 70 FPS, not even 60, like 80 FPS minimum on this GPU. But hey, it is what it is. The hair looks good, sure, but it's not like Resident Evil good. Resident Evil game Resident Evil 4 remake, clarify, has the best hair in the and Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. They both have like hair strands and stuff like that. Those two games have the best hair in the gaming industry right now. And this game, with how it looks like, it shouldn't be performing like this, but it is. So I'm gonna deem it unoptimized just because of that fact. It doesn't matter if it doesn't stutter. I'm gonna see if it stutters because I didn't really play too much. I went ahead and killed two of the guys that were like here, right there. That's it. And the game did not stutter. The game did not falter a bit, but the FPS is not good. 24 26 FPS on a 3090 Ti, using 10 gigabytes of VRAM while looking like this. Look, just what the fuck are these fucking rocks? Look at the fidelity on these rocks. Like, what is this? This is. Let me just remove myself. Let me just. What is this? This looks like literally like PS4 kind of thing, right? The hell? This shouldn't be like 30 FPS. This should be like 80 FPS, not just 30 FPS, man. I mean, we have The Last of Us. The Last of Us is way better than this shit, graphics wise. But the only thing that this game has better than The Last of Us is the clothing physics. The physics of the cloth is way better. You know, way better than, you know, Red Dead Redemption. Way better than Alan Wake itself. Way better than doing the Dark Ages. The clothing is awesome, right? The physics of the clothing, it's on par with Assassin's Creed a little bit. Not that, you know. I think Assassin's Creed is still better, but you know, I would say like on par. But again, like the clothing physics is not gonna be the only thing that breaks the game. You know, the clothing physics is not a very big impact to the game. You know, Assassin's Creed has it, better version of it, and actually the game overall looks better than this and performs better than this. Okay, so yeah, I mean, on a 3060 Ti, I tried Assassin's Creed Shadows. I didn't do it on my channel, but I tried it. I played it on a 3060 Ti at first. It was giving me the same kind of FPS at 4K medium. What the fuck is wrong with this game now? Well, I know what the fuck is wrong with it. It's unoptimized. All right, before I keep fighting, you know, start fighting these two monsters or whatever they are. They look like rats. Let's just drop the FPS. I mean the resolution to 67, which is the DLSS Quality, and go back. As you can see, from 24 to 45 FPS, the 1% lows. You know, I killed two birds with one stone. That was very smart of me. Like 1000% smartness gauge. You know, went over the limit. The gauge went over the limit of my smartness, of my intelligence. Just kidding. Let's reset the 1% lows. And as you can see right now, you know, it bumps to like 50 FPS in this area right here. But I think the most intensive area is the starting game area. Because it has water and stuff like that. That was like 45 FPS right here with the DLSS quality. And this is exactly the same kind of performance you should expect from 1440p native, because it's gonna, when you're not VRAM restricted, DLSS behaves, you know, a little bit less than the actual, you know, native resolution that it drops. So for example, if you like have 1440p with the I mean 4K, and you use DLSS quality, which drops down to 1440p internal resolution, it's gonna give you like 2 FPS less than actually native 1440p, while looking better. But yeah, this game does not look graphics wise. I'm not gonna blame DLSS because it's DLSS 4, so I'm not gonna blame it. Even with native DLSS, I mean native with DLAA, the game looked ass. But hey, this is what it is. Unreal Engine 5, and the thing is, the game does not stutter, except for like these, you know, when I keep switching between graphic settings and advanced graphic settings, the game look how many spikes on the overlay, like too many spikes. I don't know what's happening there, but you know, it doesn't really break the experience because it's the settings menu. The game plays good, you know. The game actually, like, just judging from the fight with these two stupid guys that I don't know what they are, like people, guys, monsters, whatever they are. The game looks good. Doesn't look really bad, you know, gameplay wise, but the graphics performance, you know, it's not really there. The ratio, like graphics to performance ratio, is not really there. It shouldn't be this this kind of FPS on a 3090 Ti. But hey, again, drop graphic settings, probably they're gonna stay looking the same but give you more performance. Probably I'm gonna try that in the end of the video, but for benchmarking, I'm gonna keep it on maximum settings and no frills here. All right, let's just skip this because I don't really want to just gonna keep talking. I don't really, because cinematics are not really representative of the gameplay. They don't you shouldn't be judging the game from cinematics. And at this point, I think you should, you know, expect that you're gonna need a 5090 to play 60 FPS native resolution in this game, on 4K, but hey, not everybody has a 5090. Not shamisen. I don't know what this is called. This is not oud. This is not guitar. This is not. I don't know what this. It's not. It's mandolin. Is it mandolin? I don't think it's mandolin. This has too many strings. And this guy is a tall fucking samurai. And yes, he is a samurai. Even this is it's Chinese. Actually, samurai was a Chinese thing before it was a Japanese thing. And for anybody who wanted sue me. History-wise, Chinese people had samurai first, and then when Japan, enslaved. I don't want to say that because was a bad thing. The samurai, shifted from Chinese to Japan. I'm not gonna talk. What am I talking about? Chinese and Japanese fucking tradition. I'm not Japanese. I'm not Chinese. They can do whatever they want. That's their thing. All right, let's use DLSS frame generation. Let's go and use again. This is a mod, and you can fucking mod it. Don't tell me, oh, you're lying because 30 series does not have frame generation. How you did it? It's a mod. Look for Nukem 9 mod in Nexus mods. You're gonna find it. Works with any game. It's universal. Some games crash. Some games work. Most games work. And yeah, this game does not crash. All right, so frame generation with DLSS Performance. What the fuck? Still 50 FPS? Where's frame generation? Okay, it just kicked in again. It disabled for a while and then kicked in again. All right. This is 90 FPS, 80 FPS with DLSS. Damn. With frame generation? Damn. I should expect more than 120 FPS. 4K with frame generation and DLSS performance, but hey. The game is setting its own rules and does not want to can I change from the can I just do punches? I don't want to keep the sword. I just want to start punching stuff. All right, let's drop into 1440p actually, because this is just getting depressing. Let me just turn off frame generation. Right, turn it off. Kick in DLAA. As you can see, 26 FPS, 25 FPS, but it's not gonna stay there for long. Let's do 1440p. Just performance and frame generation taken off from overlay. And here, 1440p. It's 90 FPS right now. Let me just make sure that there is. Oh, it dropped to DLSS automatically. Okay, no, I want DLAA. Let's go back. And as you can see, 50 FPS, exactly what it was with the DLSS quality on 4K. More or less. I'm gonna have to go back to that area, like on top there, the starting of the game area, to see if it's gonna drop to 45 and then, judge from there. But I don't really want to go all the way back there. All right, let's just keep going on with the game. Somebody's there. Is somebody there? Why are you coughing? You got COVID? Alright. With 1440p native, it went back again to 9 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, it started with 10 gigabytes. DLSS dropped it to 8, but with native quality, it went back again 1440p to 9 gigabytes of VRAM. Let's try DLSS quality right now, which is gonna be 67 or 66, one of them. It dropped to 66 automatically, so I bet that's what it is. But 67 is what Nvidia says it is, so I'm gonna trust the upscalers makers rather than the games makers. All right, with DLSS quality, it's actually 90 FPS, 80 FPS sometimes. Let me see when I go back to that. I think I'm gonna go back to the starting area because that's the most intensive area of the game. And the VRAM dropped to 8.7, which is still close to 9, like 300 megabytes from 9, but again, it's not 9 gigabytes of VRAM. This area is so freaking dark. They need flashlights. But this is the era of like the 3 dynasties, I think, which is too old for flashlights. Oh, I forgot to take this thing. What's this? What's this? More daggers? No, red mercury sprout. Alright, still 90 FPS though. Let's reset the 1% lows again. See if they're gonna drop. It's good. It's 90 FPS. It's not bad. It's not really bad. But overall, it is bad when you come when you come to look at it closer, or closelier, as Linus says. Yeah, this is for how the game looks. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be doing this for 1440p. It should be doing this for native 4K. Let's say 60 FPS native, 4K. That's the bare minimum. It's not even doing it. For the game, for how the game looks, I would call it not optimized. It doesn't stutter. It only stutters in the main menu, like in the game's, settings menu, when like flick between graphic settings and advanced graphic settings. But overall, it doesn't really stutter. It's like fluid, not fluid. Fluid. The fuck is fluid? It's fluid motion. Fucking no stutter at all. Like no stutters, no hitches, nothing. The game runs and works like a dream, but again, the performance is not quite there. Or the FPS, because the FPS is not the only thing that judges the performance, but you know what I'm talking about. The game is not optimized anyway. So let's drop it to DLSS Performance and see if it's gonna give me 120 FPS. Come on. Still 90? What is this? Like, what is this? I dropped it to DLSS Performance. Is it even like... Let's like flick it back to TSR. And then again DLSS. Why did it go to 59? Yep, this game is like changing settings automatically. How is it 90 FPS? DLSS Quality was 90 FPS, and the GPU is 99%. It's pegged. DLSS Quality was 90 FPS in this scene. How is it 90 FPS again? This is 1440p, sir. It's not, or ma'am, it's not DLSS Performance on 4K. But yeah, DLSS Performance on 4K was like just like above 60 FPS, sometimes 70 FPS. But I'm pretty sure that it was like with DLSS Quality was 90 FPS in this scene. Or probably I'm bugging, I don't know. I have to go back and watch the video again. Or I'm probably confusing it with frame generation. Yeah, I'll probably confusing it with frame generation 100%. So yeah, let's actually, on the note of frame generation, let's use frame generation. Let's see how far is it gonna get me FPS wise. And again, frame generation does not increase performance. It only increases the visual fidelity or fluidity of the game and increases FPS. That's it. And it's not fake frames, and anybody who calls it fake frames is fucking retarded. I said it on the video. Do whatever you will with it. It's not fake frames. It's non-interactive frames. It's dumb frames. Okay? Because if you were to call it fake, everything else is fake, my friend. Graphics are fake. The pixels on your screen are fake. Everything that you see in front of you is fake and tricking your brain, okay? So don't call these fake frames because they are real as the real frames, but they're just not interactive. They actually use, right now with DLSS 4, they actually use, and FSR 4, I think FSR 3 as well, and in DLSS 3, some variation of DLSS 3, it actually, it doesn't just guess. It's like actually using motion vectors and assets from the game, and it also, like, guesses, sure, but it doesn't just guess only. It actually uses motion vectors and fucking assets from the game engine to, place those things where they should. The only thing that guesses is lossless frame generation. That thing just guesses. It just doesn't use frames. I mean, it doesn't use game assets. Doesn't use motion vectors. It doesn't use nothing from the game. It just guesses what the next frame is gonna be on screen. That's it. And it doesn't care if it's a game or a video or a fucking browser page or anything. It just doubles the frames on whenever you tells it to double frame, you know, double the frames. All right, let's drop to sadly this GPU's respective resolution, which is 1080p right now. $2,000 can only do 1080p. And the one thing that I don't like about this game is, like, look, I have to keep changing each one of them separately, and then looking back, and then changing it. It's not 1080p, which is fucking annoying, you know. Just let me, you know, choose 1080p, and then I'm gonna fucking confirm it, and then, you know, when I see it, and then you can change the resolution. All right, this is 1080p. Let's go. What just happened? Yeah, let's go decrease the size of this thing and go back to the game. Hopefully it stays in 1080p. All right. Yep, 1080p, but it's using DLSS for some reason. Let's disable that. Okay, let's go back. 1080p, and only 1080p could actually exceed 60 FPS on native. Only 1080p. It's using 8.6 gigabytes of VRAM, and the 1% lows are not pretty much, you know, far off. They're pretty close. The game does not stutter, as I said. The game does not drop FPS, even when fighting. Does not really drop FPS. The game does not have shader compilations inside the gameplay, you know. But yeah, the performance is not quite there for how the game looks. You know, when a game does not look relatively as good as the performance is. For example, Alan Wake is intensive for a reason. Hellblade 2, actually Hellblade 2 is not even that intensive. You can play it like in medium settings, like high settings, not very high setting, but you can play probably high settings, 1080p on 3060 Ti, and it's just gonna give you like more than 50 FPS, I think, or like more than 60 FPS, without any upscaling. But yeah, these Unreal Engine 5 games, like this, I mean, the game, you know, is good. I'm not gonna lie. The fighting, you know, I'm judging from fighting those two guys. It's pretty much, you know, what a Souls game looks like, but it's a little bit on the easier side. And I think this is the guy that proceeds with the game. I'm not gonna skip this because I have to probably know what he's gonna say. What? The feathers? Rewrite destiny? She's not the Scarlet Witch. What is this guy? He's a bird? He doesn't look like a human. Those hands are not human hands. He cast a spell on her. Well, it's probably a tutorial. Of course it's a tutorial. Alright, let's actually use DLSS right now. And go DLSS, which is gonna be 67 right here. And this is DLSS Quality. So heavy attacks, press and hold, and dodge. And lock. Alright. I mean, dodging is pretty easy. It doesn't really take long for dodging. Usually when you like do a heavy attack in a Souls game, it takes you a little bit to dodge. But hey, this is the Wuchang. Wuchang. Yeah, I think I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, Wuchang. That's how I can say it. What is this? What is this creature? Am I gonna have to fight this creature? Oh, let's skip this. This is a boss. Alright, can I pause it? Oh, I can't pause it. This is a fucking Souls game. What am I even fucking saying? Alright. And I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Of course. This is a worthy enemy, as the guy said. I can't even like use DLSS frame generation right now. I was gonna say let's use frame generation, but apparently I can't. I mean, I can dodge still, but how can I heal? I don't think that I have any healings anyway. I'm just gonna have to focus on dodging any attacks. What the hell? That was so fast and I dodged it. Motherfucker. I'm dead. Alright. Dear sister, please come home. Let me just go back and use DLSS frame generation. Probably gonna get me out of the tutorial thing. Yep, to this thing. Alright, sure. No problem. Now I know where to go and what to do. Alright, let's not do that. And let's go to DLSS and drop it to... No, I'm not gonna drop it to DLSS Performance because this is 1080p. And even though like Tim from Hardware's Unbox said DLSS 4 does not have any loss in quality compared to native, even the DLSS Performance, even the 1080p, I'm not gonna use that because this is 1080p. Again, it should be enough. Frame generation bumps me up to 180 FPS, but hey, those are not interactive frames. Where's the guy? I was waiting, you know, to fight that monster again, but I can't fight the monster. What the hell? I was probably meant to die at that fight. Imagine if I win. Next time I'm gonna use a cheat and win in that fight and see what happens. Alright. I mean, 200 FPS, 1080p, 3090 Ti. Now this GPU is 1080p, native kind of GPU. It's not 4K. You can't play 4K in this GPU anymore, especially in games like these that don't look good, but you know, perform horribly. The game does not stutter, does not hitch, it does not drop FPS, but the performance is not quite as it should relative to its look wise. What is this? An elf? Legolas in dark hair. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop it in like right here. And I'm gonna try it in the 5090 probably next. That's the GPU that I'm probably gonna have to use. Frame generation, you know, 4 times frame generation and DLSS performance to reach 120 FPS, 4K. I was gonna say native, but it's not gonna be native if it's DLSS or if it's frame generation. It's not gonna be native. These fucking peasants, man. Why do you want to fight, man? I did nothing to you. I didn't even touch you. Alright. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Subscribe just because, you know, video games and shit. And see you in the next video. Ciao.